Welcome back to 6-Minute Math, where we turn confusion into clarity 6 minutes at a time. Thank you for joining us today for our video on finding the volume of cones. Please take a second to ring that bell to get notified for more 6-minute content, including videos on how to find the volume of most three-dimensional objects, including composite shapes. 6 minutes tends to go by quickly, so here we go. Our key points today are to understand that volume is the amount of space that an object takes up in 3 dimensions. To find the volume of a 3-dimensional object, we're first going to calculate the area of the base of that object and then multiply it by the height. For our cones, we do have a little trick we need to involve in that process, which will be explained further shortly. Please remember that all volume is given in the form of unit cubed. As mentioned earlier, volume is a 3-dimensional concept, so we are always going to cube our final answers in the unit. So if I look at this cone, we have a radius of 2 and a height of 6. We are first going to find the area of that circle. Area of a circle is pi r squared. We're going to take that radius and square it. That gives us pi times 4, equaling 12.56637. I am then going to multiply that by the height to find the volume of a cylinder with the same measurements. So we take that area of the base, which we just figured out. We're going to multiply that by our height of 6, giving us a volume of a cylinder with these measurements of 75.39822. To find the volume of a cone, what I'm going to do is take that volume of a cylinder and multiply it by 1/3. So our volume of the cylinder was 75.39822. I multiply that by 1/3, giving us the volume of a cone of 25.13274. Or if I round it, 25.1. So we are going to take our formula of 1/3 pi r squared times our height, and let's split that up into what each part represents. So we have our pi r squared is our circle. We're going to multiply it by the height to give us the volume of a cylinder. And then I'm going to multiply it by 1/3 to find the volume of that cone. So let's check out some examples using that formula. We're going to find the volume of the following cone, and I'm going to round it to the nearest tenth. So we have our formula, and I'm just going to plug some numbers in. Our volume is equal to 1/3 pi times 5 squared multiplied by my height of 14. This is going to give us 1/3 times 1099.5574. That would be the volume of a cylinder with our measurements of 5 and 14. I multiply that by 1/3 to give us a volume of 366.5191. And then I round to the nearest tenth for a volume of 366.5 cubic inches. Let's check out another example here. We're going to find the volume of the following cone. We have a radius of 4, a height of 12. So let's plug some numbers in. Our volume is equal to 1/3 pi times 4 squared times my height of 12. Find that volume of a cylinder. Pi times 4 squared times 12 is 603.185 7. I end up multiplying that by the third for a volume of 201.0619. And my question asks me to round it to the nearest hundredth for a final volume of 201.06 cubic meters. Let's check out our last example here. We're going to find the volume of that following cone. We have a radius of 10, a height of 8. So we plug those into our formula. We have 1/3 pi times 10 squared times 8. Let's find the volume of that cylinder. Pi times 100, 10 squared times 8 is 2,513.2741. I multiply that by 1/3 for a cone volume of 837.7580. And then lastly, my question asks me to round it to the nearest tenth for a final volume of 837.8 centimeters cubed. Those are all the examples we have today for finding the volume of cones. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at 6 Minute Math, and be sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below for any topic you want to see me tackle in a future 6-minute episode. Always remember that the best way to get math is to practice math, so keep on practicing. And until next time, keep solving and evolving.